Hello, you beautiful souls, and welcome. I'm so happy you're here, whether it's on YouTube or my podcast, and I'm so glad you tuned in. Today, I want to talk about something that I believe to be really important, especially if you're here listening. It gets kind of old, but I keep saying all of my videos are really kind of specific and for people that it's meant for. And I do always set the intention that my videos find the right people and yeah, that you're here for a reason and whoever's watching can take something from it and that it's meant for you, the person watching. And what I wanted to talk about today, which I'm like so excited about, is believing in magic again. And if you're here listening, I do believe you're a like-minded soul. You're probably creative, sensitive, magical, and your mind is probably like an entire universe. You have so many colors inside of you. Your soul just shines so brightly. And I truly believe we need to start believing in magic again. And this is something that I've been doing for the past probably 2 to 3 years. And it's been probably the biggest part of my healing journey. It has just been healing to the entirety of my being, the entirety of my life, and it has truly allowed me to reconnect to the most authentic part of myself. When I was younger, I was such a dreamer, and I still am. Like being a dreamer, a creative, sensitive, like magical little dreamer is who I am and who I am at my core. When I was younger, I was so naturally drawn to fairies, unicorns, magical worlds. I loved anything pink. I loved colors and glitters and just like bright pastel colors and like just I was so in love with all of that. It's something that I felt so naturally and intuitively drawn to. And I just loved the whimsical. I loved the magical. I remember being in the garden and literally having an entire world. And there was a portal in the fence. I had my own unicorn, my own Pegasus, and I loved Barbie movies. Those really fueled my creativity. Those movies really just made me sit in front of them in awe. And they truly, I believe, intuitively unlocked something within me. And it was almost like a deep remembering of my inner magic. And I remember like being like this my entire childhood. And as soon as I kind of got into school, I really lost that part of myself. And I, for a long time, also really lost a part of my creativity, that just urge to create and to like manifest my like wildest ideas, simply because I was made to feel like those ideas weren't valuable. I was suddenly catapulted into this world that was very rigid and it was very dull, especially to someone who literally saw a million different colors in my head and all around me when I was younger. Like I saw the world in the most magical way possible, which is the truth. But as soon as I got into the school system, I kind of step by step, or rather quickly, unlearned that. And I just saw that other people, especially in my class and generally the world, didn't reflect how I felt inside. I felt very misunderstood. I felt very lonely. And I felt like an alien most of the time. So I started adapting and I started just shoving all of that to the back. Wherever it went, I just, yeah, really closed myself off. And for a long time, I lost that part of myself. And just in the past 2 years, I've really allowed myself to reconnect. And at first, it felt so silly. Like, it felt so silly to grab all my favorite toys from my childhood and, like, literally bring them to my room and really allow myself to like all things fairy-like and like things with unicorns and things with like these beautiful pastel colors. It felt weird to start connecting to those things again and liking those things again when I'm supposed to be more of an adult and grow up, especially now being 20. And as soon as you hit 18, you're kind of supposed to really adapt to this world. And then further on, just more and more adapt. And for me, it actually went the opposite way. And I really started reconnecting. And I really noticed that with everything that I did, every Barbie movie that I watched, every like magical, silly little thing I allowed myself to do and really, really enjoy, I got my authentic spark back. It literally felt like I was coming home to myself. And it didn't just feel like me allowing myself to just indulge or enjoy some of my favorite like childhood activities. It truly felt like I was coming home. Like I was committing and recommitting and reconnecting to myself. It felt like reconnecting to who I am at my core. And I just felt like I started coming into this world as this pure, intuitive being, and then really losing my way and losing myself, especially within my 10, 11, 12 years of school. And then having to really rip off those band-aids and see my light that had so many band-aids or just dark stickers put onto it, and then just taking off each sticker one by one and really letting that light shine again. And so what I've done over the past 1 or 2 years, what still sometimes feels so silly to me, but now I know that I'm not alone because there's so many like-minded souls out there, I've truly let myself believe in magic again. And this is something that I sometimes even feel ashamed to admit because it's something that still makes me probably look like I have a Peter Pan personality or like I just desperately want to be a child again and I can't deal with adulthood, which is so far from the truth. I have never been more like myself and I have never enjoyed life more than I do right now. And allowing myself to believe that I have little cute garden fairies and that there are little whimsical beings that watch out for me, or that rainbows and sunbeams and light and ladybugs are truly signs, and that this world is so magical, and that school has tried to really make me forget. School has tried to make me see the world in one way, and school has tried to really dull my inner magic. It has tried to make me believe that we as human beings don't have entire universes inside of our mind, that we as women don't literally create magic when we bring a baby into this world, that we aren't entirely connected to nature. That nature isn't the most magical and beautiful thing that literally surrounds us everywhere. That we are not powerful and magical, and that we can literally create our entire life with our mind and positive thinking, gratitude, visualization. There are so many things that school has really tried to make me forget. And I'm just really grateful that that connection and that intuitive call to who I truly am was so strong that school failed. And that school, even though they were very close, was not able to really dim my light. So what do I really want to say with this video? If you're watching, you're very likely very like-minded. You're probably a soul like me, and you may already believe in magic again, or you may have already reconnected to that magical part of yourself, and you're just excited to find another person who has the same view of looking at life. Or you're one of those people where school got really, really close to you dimming your light. And maybe your light feels a little dim. Maybe your light feels like someone, got up in there and is like, turn it down a little and really tried. And, they're so close. But you are really feeling that call to reconnect. And it does not have to be in the exact same way that I did. One of my best friends, her inner child was so intuitively drawn to dragons and like these kinds of magical worlds and all that kind of stuff. And that was what she was intuitively really, really guided towards. So it doesn't have to be like all pastels and fairies and just, what I personally felt like very specifically intuitively guided towards. It can be anything. It can be any type of whimsical, magical, otherworldly, like anything. But really trust that your inner child was onto something. And that, yes, society and school made us believe that those things are silly and those things are childish and we use them as children to play, and but we grow out of it. And society has made us believe that the real stuff, especially when we turn 18 and get into adulthood, the real stuff is just waiting for us and we have to adapt. But what if I told you that actually reconnecting to your inner child, the magic within you, and literally the universe inside of your head and all that you felt intuitively guided towards as a child, that is the key to literally living a successful, happy, healthy, joyful, and connected life. Like whatever area of your life you're thinking about currently, if it's your work, your friendships, your creativity, whatever it is, the key to whatever you are looking for lies in the hands of your magical, creative inner child that was so intuitively connected to source. Like that you had all the answers. We keep believing that the older we get, the more wiser we are. But what if I told you that your younger self, the one that was so connected and so just pure, she holds the answers. She's the wisest being you could ever encounter, and you can reconnect to her right now. And it's such crap that this is all nonsense and has no value, and we just enjoy all of these whimsical, magical things as a child, and, then we have to step away from them. That's such crap. It is literally who we are, and we should not deny ourselves of who we truly are. That magic, those intuitive calls, those things we were intuitively guided towards, those make our life. Those make our future. Those shape our decisions that end up leading us to the friends we love, the partner we love, the work we are so passionate about and that we feel so fulfilled by, the health, the well-being, the joy, like all those kinds of things, the experiences. Our younger self, the child that believed in magic, that was so intuitively guided towards so many beautiful things that are so specific to you, that child holds the key. And it is such a beautiful thing that we can reconnect to that child right now. And just give yourself permission to enjoy those things again. And it might be step by step. I definitely did this step by step. Like I started just grabbing my favorite toys again. And then literally like right next to my window, I have like my oracle cards and I have like a unicorn figure. I have some fairy figures there. I started wearing my favorite colors again, which are pastels and like pastel pink and like pastel blue, so many different colors. I started putting fairy pictures everywhere. I started dressing like I really wanted to dress. And especially in my creativity and my work and my daily life, my friendships, literally all that I do, this has completely evolved my life. Literally taking all these things I felt so intuitively guided towards and now applying and honoring them in my life right now. And it's also like the mindset, allowing myself to believe in magic, allowing myself to believe that the world is such a magical and whimsical and beautiful, positive place. And also within friendships, really choosing friendships and honoring friendships where we can just act like we're princesses and listen to music and dance. And I have a friendship where we often just listen to music and lay on the floor, and we just end up literally creating stories within our heads and just telling stories and being so creative. We just like a few weeks ago dressed up like princesses and like put on like princess music, and we read like magical fantasy books, and it's like it's such a beautiful thing. And this is something that I feel like you are meant to do right now. Your inner child, your younger self is really calling you. And even if there's something in your life right now that you struggle with, if there's a situation, whatever area of your life you're kind of focusing on right now, even if it might not make sense, really try reconnecting to your inner child. Because often there's so many things that really benefit or even solve themselves by being the most authentic you and being the you came here to be. So that's kind of it for me. I really, really hope you enjoyed. I do know you're such a like-minded soul. I'm just so happy you're here. And as always, you can find all the information down below. You can find my website where I basically built my own creative world. You can find my podcast or my YouTube account, wherever it is that you're watching. You can find out how to work with me, and you can find so many other links. And yeah, I'm just so glad you're here. There's so many more videos, podcasts coming up. And yeah, I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day and night, whatever time it may be. And I'll hopefully see you again soon.